Hi, my name is Nicholas Thomas with the National Council for Behavioral Health. In honor of National Recovery Month this September, I'm here talking to Tom Hill, the Vice President of Practice Improvement, to talk about all things recovery. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks, Nicholas.
Appreciate you taking the time to have a conversation.
Yeah, sure.
So what do we mean when we say recovery? What are some common misconceptions about recovery?
Yeah, well, recovery means different things to different people and even at different times in their lives. For me, and I'd say for a lot of people, it means recovery from addiction means that they haven't used alcohol or other drugs for an X amount of time. For me, it's 26 years and some change. I think a lot of the misconceptions is that you're always struggling, you're always in the process of not trying to pick up, of not trying to use, and that's something that for a lot of people gets lifted over a period of time, and so the focus isn't on that so much, it's really building a quality of life and using your second or third or fourth chance in a way that is actually meaningful and productive to your life.
You mean chances. So when people relapse, as often is the case when it comes to recovery, some people think that once you relapse, then some people that leads them to suicide. Unfortunately, other people they have a struggle to get back onto the recovery journey. Is relapse so detrimental, or is it an opportunity to learn and grow from that?
Well, when we talk about addiction, we talk about it as a chronic condition, and so relapse is really just a return to symptoms. So when you think of it that way, it can be a part of the recovery process, but it doesn't have to be. I think the bottom line is when somebody relapses or has a setback, what are we doing to help them get back on their feet and resume their recovery journey in a way? That's where energy needs to be, not focusing on why did you relapse or you did something bad.
A lot of people have this idea that recovery is a destination, that once you recover, you're done. But really, in reality, it's a journey that people constantly have to put energy into. Tell me a little bit about that journey and your own experience.
So we talked about it as a chronic condition, yeah. Right? So that means it's something you got to watch over your whole lifetime. Sure. And sometimes the focus is stronger than others, but I think really the idea is that I talked about sort of reclaiming your life. And reclaiming your life means that you're evolving and growing throughout that. To be in recovery, you really have to look inside. You really have to be able to be honest with yourself. You have to be able to show up in ways that maybe you didn't before. It's your second chance, right? So you want to make best use of that second chance, and that is a journey. That is going to take you to places that you never even thought you were capable of going.
If I have friends or family who are dealing with a mental illness or an addiction challenge, and they're currently on that path of recovery, or will be on the path of recovery, what are some things that I can do to make that easier, to be helpful for them? Because there's some times where if my friend's an alcoholic, should I have a beer around him? What are some do's and don'ts and things that I should keep in mind to help them through their process?
So first of all, be comfortable with awkward situations.
Sure.
Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to bring up subjects that maybe seem taboo. Talk to someone about the recovery. Ask them about their recovery. Let them tell you about their story on their own terms. Don't try to interpret it. Just listen. Just be a really good listener. In terms of asking me when we're at the barbecue if you can have a beer in front of me, you don't have to, but I really appreciate the fact that you took the effort to do that you honored my recovery in a way to ask if it was okay. So don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to speak up. And don't be afraid, my recovery doesn't have to be a secret to you.
Sure. I appreciate you taking the time to talk a little bit about recovery. Thank you so much, Tom.
Absolutely.
To learn more about what the National Council for Behavioral Health can do to help you or somebody you love who's currently in recovery or experiencing suicidal ideation, for example, visit thenationalcouncil.org. And thank you for watching.
Thanks so much.